Gros Morne Mountain, the pinnacle of Gros Morne National Park. You'll need a full day if you want to conquer this mountain. You'll experience a lot on this 16-kilometer or 10-mile trail. The steady climb is challenging and holds the only difficult trail rating within the park. A mere 15-minute drive from Berry Hill Campground is all it takes. I recommend arriving early as parking is limited, and although tough, this trail is popular. In this video, you're going to get an in-depth look of our journey up the mountain. It will give you a chance to see our personal experience and allow you to get to know us. If you're looking for a more condensed hiking guide, I suggest visiting our shortened version of the video. In this version, it will give you an overview of the journey without all the added detail and commentary. So, for those who want a more in-depth and personal approach, let's transport you to the trailhead and begin this epic adventure up the 806-meter or 2,644-foot mountain. Hey, good morning everyone. So today we are back here in Gros Morne National Park in Newfoundland, Canada again. And today we are going to be doing the granddaddy of all hikes here. We're going up Gros Morne Mountain. So this is a massive 16-kilometer trek in. It's going to take at least probably 8 hours for us to do. And we're starting nice and early. We've got lots of food, lots of water, good clothing, lots of rain gear just in case. Because when you get up to the top of mountains like that, you're never quite sure what you're going to experience. We're super excited. We've been doing a lot of hikes before this, as you've seen, and we feel like we're prepared to go up and conquer this hill. We began our hike with a detour. As it turns out, Parks Canada is in the middle of revamping this trail. We met and chatted with a couple park staff who were there clearing a new route up the mountain. As we hiked, we toyed with the idea of coming back in a few years and seeing which version of the trail we enjoyed more. In reality, we should have been focused on the hike in hand. It doesn't take long for you to get your first taste of beauty. The fresh, natural waters of Newfoundland reveal themselves as we pass over a rapidly running stream. It's not much further where you begin your climb. Now, I'm not going to lie, the hike is a steady climb. But before you give up hope, I'll be the first to let you know there are rest areas scattered along the first half of the hike. Benches along scenic stretches provide you the chance to stop and catch your breath. Take them. You're going to need to pace yourself on this 8-hour journey. Alright, so we're about an hour into the hike so far, and so far the trail has been relatively steady, so we've been going uphill practically the entire time, with some flat spaces in between. The uphill sections have not been extremely difficult, although they have been, there's been stairs at times, and then there's been rocky climbs at times. So nothing too extreme, but it definitely is an uphill battle so far. After several hours of hiking, you'll finally crown the top of a densely packed forest. Standing before you is a big, gray rock. This is Gros Morne Mountain. Most of it so far has been in wood, no views, but now we have some great views as we hike. And paired with the flatness, it's a very welcome change. Okay, so we're about an hour and a half into the hike, and we're at the point now where you can really see what's going on in this mountain. So there are people that are slowly making their way up this, what looks like maybe a landslide ridge. Well, that's the actual trail of what we're going to be taking. So we're at the point now where they're making a very big point is if you don't have at least 4 hours to get to the top and then come back down, you should turn around at this point. Also, make sure that you're taking water. It's extremely important that you're having water because there's nothing at the top, and it is a long, difficult hike. This is a difficult rated trail. Also, the weather up top is going to be very different. So you need to make sure that you've prepared, kind of like what we talked about at the very beginning. You want to make sure that you have rain gear, sweater, you know, anything can happen. And even if it's hot and sunny, you don't want to be completely exposed up there. So make sure that you are 100% prepared for hiking this, as we are today, and we're about to go do that. Here, the scenery shifts as you venture further into the hike. You'll begin to see the rocky obstacles you'll face on the remainder of your ascent. Don't feel discouraged when you remember the mountain you've already climbed isn't even the mountain you want to conquer. It's just the mode to get there. Knowing this, we dug deep, We drew inspiration from within and powered onward and upward.
I still have lots of energy, so I think we can make it.
The halfway point brings you to the base of the mountain. Here, they give you explicit instructions. You must have at least 4 hours of sunlight and the ability to physically see the top of the mountain unobstructed by clouds in order to continue this climb from the point. After hiking the trail in person, I can say this warning is justly made. The ground is unsure, and once you make it to the top, it would be almost impossible to navigate without the use of a flashlight, as the mountain opens up into a flat, barren landscape. Pushing up the mountain, you'll feel like a mountain climber. You'll likely use both your hands and your feet on sections, as the larger rocks can be difficult to traverse. You're not even huffing and puffing. This is just like a Tuesday morning in the gym for you, isn't it?
Uh-huh.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Not for me, folks. The good thing about this section is you have to take your time, and it makes it a lot better. Like, I actually prefer this than I preferred the way up, because you felt like you just had to like keep going in order to like get up the hill. And even though this is steep, it doesn't feel as intense because you're able to actually take your time instead of like just trekking up and down the stairs. And that's another thing. Like I mentioned this earlier, and I just want to reiterate: don't feel as though going on a hike means you can't stop. Right? Going on a hike is to enjoy nature and to enjoy the beauty. And for us, we're going to enjoy both of those while we have some water and some snacks right now. Are you making it out there, City?
I'm almost there.
Yeah. Good.
See?
That's a false top. Right there?
There?
That's not the true top. That's a false top.
Okay.
So we get a little bit further, but we're all on the way, aren't we?
Not there?
Better than all that we just climbed. I'm gonna go back and edit this, and each of us have our own lines of audio. Akana's is gonna be dead silent. Mine's just gonna be. I won't be able to match that up at all. So we made it up a good section of it. Feels like we're almost to the top. Looks like we're kind of almost to the top. I would say we're about halfway up this hill.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll give you a preview of what our view looks like. It's absolutely stunning. And then a preview of what our hike is at the moment. Now she's just powering up this hill. She's making me look terribly bad on this hike. And I do hold that against her.
Why?
Because you're making me look like a tremendous wuss. But there's the next little peak that we got to get to. How are you feeling, Akani?
Okay, you want me to go first?
Yeah, you might as well. I'll be probably here for 15-20 minutes.
Okay.
It's the hardest hike I've done in a while.
For me, it's kind of first time this steep mountain.
Yeah, it is steep, isn't it?
Yeah.
And rocky. And slippery when you get to all this stuff here. It just slides from underneath your feet. Even if you're wearing proper boots, which I highly recommend. So if we finally have made it to a top, but we're definitely stopped for very steep climbing. It's quite a workout. From this false summit, the scenery changes again. You'll begin losing grass and plants along the way, slowly being replaced by rock. The path can be easy to lose in sections, so large piles of rocks with reflective poles guide you to the summit and beyond. So we have successfully made it to the summit of Gros Morne. So that's 806 meters and whatever that is in feet.
Don't know.
Yeah, don't know. We got some stunning views that we're going to show you here in a second. But it feels good finally getting to the top. It was quite a workout to get up here, and feels very rewarding knowing that we made it as high as you possibly can within this park. So located across the top of this mountain are these nice little wind shelters. So we're going to take advantage of them right now, have a bite to eat, and relax, and triumph in making it all the way to the top. After relaxing at the peak for a bit, we decided to begin our descent. We were glad we didn't need to go back down the way we came up. As we made our way across the barren rock, we were impressed with the views along the way. Being able to see this deep into the park was a real treat. The mountain of Gros Morne is moody. One moment we enjoyed clear blue skies. The next, it was gone, coated by a thick blanket of fog. Well, it looks like we better get our views now. Behind me, looks like some nasty clouds coming in. And they're coming in fast there on that side of me. So let's enjoy the sun while we can. The weather changes fast here, and to our pleasure, the clouds that once created a barrier were chased off, leaving us with one of our favorite views from anywhere within the park. Isn't this gorgeous?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You don't get views like these if you don't climb the highest mountain. And for particular in these views, the highest mountain in Gros Morne National Park. Alright, Newfoundland, we've challenged you to give us some fantastic views, and we thought that you have delivered. Now we know for sure you have delivered. This is a stunning, stunning view. I don't think I've ever been to a mountain or a place where I've enjoyed the hike down the mountain so much. Way easier. We're not doing like this 45-degree slope on the way down, which is nice. So my lungs have really enjoyed this section of the hike, and my eyes have enjoyed this section of the hike. I would say our best views are on the way down on this hike, and that is a total surprise. I was never expecting it. You always expect the best view to be from the top. Well, that is not the case here, and it was such an awesome experience. I mean, we're still getting it. We're still getting these panorama views of the whole area, which is incredible. So I encourage you to, if you're able to, do this hike. And, you know, it is hard, it's grueling, and, you know, on your way up, you want to just die and mush into the rocks and become part of the mountain yourself. But I guarantee it, once you make it to the top and you are on your way back down, you're going to absolutely love the decision that you made. The stroll back down was a pleasant surprise. Views upon views kept greeting us as we went. I wondered how the hardest trail could also be the most enjoyable trail, and yet here I was, loving every second of this hike. The mountains seemed endless. With every dip and turn, it seemed like the world opened up at every corner, showing us views you couldn't get from anywhere else. The rocks once again turned to the lush green foliage, which is Newfoundland. Although small and alpine in nature, the area seemed so green. A small lake greeted us. It would let us know we were almost back. Just when we thought the hike offered us everything it could, it brought us this. We had been in Newfoundland for over a week now. Stories of moose which filled the landscape is all you hear when you utter this province's name. This moose was the perfect way for us to cap off this amazing trail. Alright everyone, from the top of Gros Morne Mountain, I want to thank you so much for joining us today. It was an amazing hike. It was a hard hike, but it's everything that you want out of the most challenging peak in a park. I want to give a big thank you to Parks Canada for providing us with a Discovery Pass. And what this Discovery Pass is, it's a year-long pass that will allow you into every single one of Canada Parks, national parks, and national historic sites. And it's an amazing tool for anybody coming to Canada who want to see some amazing views like this. If you're watching this video and you're brand new, I want to say welcome and I hope you subscribe. We're going to be doing some amazing things while we're here in Newfoundland. And if you're a subscriber, of course, I want to say thank you so much for stopping by another video, watching all the way through. You know, the support really makes a big difference. And without you guys, we wouldn't be able to have this channel. And just remember that only together we can share the world.